This is the HELLSLAYER, only obtainable from the new schematic purchased from Santa. And today I'm going to be making the best HELLSLAYER in the game to see just how good it can actually be. And here we are, the brand new Frostfire expands. Also, I do already have enough materials to give actually crafting it a go. And the materials I'm going to be using is 2 eyesight for the ability it gives of freezing enemies, and then for the multiplier. Then I'm also going to be using 2 void stars, and then last but not least 2 crimsonite. And oh wait, I actually have enough for 3 chances. With that being said, this gives us a 1 in 10 chance of getting a HELLSLAYER, so here goes nothing. Let's go ahead and fan the flame, and imagine we actually got this thing first try. That would be insane. Oh, and wait, don't tell me this is it. Ah, it's a Rapier. I genuinely thought I had it first try for a second. Anyways, on the bright side, that does look pretty cool. Oh wait, that actually looks really cool. Holy. Masterwork 100% and 145 damage. Okay, that alone proves how good this crafting recipe is. That Rapier literally does as much damage as my eyesight trident. That's actually insane. And then look at all the perks it has. So it freezes enemies for 2 seconds, and then that has a 25% chance. Then it also has lethality, which increases physical damage, and then it also has an increased critical chance. I do lose a bit of health, but like that's honestly all right. And last but not least, we also have a higher crit chance, or higher crit damage. With that being said, that means we're hitting a crit like once every 3 shots, and then to top it all off, that crit will have an extra 15% damage. And I'm not gonna lie, I've never used a Rapier, but this thing actually looks insane. What's a heavy swing on this looking like? Ooh, 300, not upgrade at all. Oh wait, that's actually low-key really good. This thing is low-key real good. And a Rapier is only a 1 in 4, so imagine how good the HELLSLAYER would be. I heard it's like one of the best weapons in the game. Also, not to mention, look at how absolutely insane this thing looks. It's literally like oozing out ice particles. With that being said though, this isn't what we want. So let's go ahead and go back down to the forge. And then where am I? Wait, what? Oh, I'm at the secret place. Okay, never mind. Let's go ahead and run back to the forge. And then let's try this again. So we need 2 eyesight, 2 void star for crit damage, and then last but not least 2 crimsonite for lethality. And here we go. Let's go ahead and fan the flames. And I'm not sure if I ever mentioned this, but our goal is to get this Rapier doing more than 1,000 damage. So we gotta like lock in hard to actually be able to do that. With that being said, and not Rapier, the HELLSLAYER, my bad. Oh, what is this though? Is this another Rapier? Oh wait, oh no, never mind. I don't know why for a second I thought it was a Chaos Blade. With that being said though, let's go ahead and hammer it to perfection, because even though we won't be using it, we can still sell it for a bit of extra cash, which we can then use to upgrade our HELLSLAYER whenever we get it. And I really love how eyesight looks. How is that only excellent though? What? Oh, it does 171 damage though? Oh, I'm excited for this HELLSLAYER. I'm not gonna lie, I should be able to get that HELLSLAYER doing way more than 1,000 damage, because let's just say I got the strats, if you know what I mean. Anyways, with that being said, we have enough materials for 1 more roll, and this time I'm actually going to put in the void stars first, just because I want to see how our void star weapon would look. Like, will it look better than the eyesight? With that being said, let's also go ahead and put in 2 crimsonite. Wait, actually, I completely forgot, but I got 2 Surifall. What does that even do for weapons? Oh, can I just search it up? And it doesn't have any traits, but the multiplier is way higher than eyesight, so low-key, let's make a Surifall one. Let's put in 2 crimsonite, and then we'll also put into, what was the last one we needed? Void stars for crit damage. Or wait, no, the eyesight does give you a chance to like freeze enemies, if I'm not mistaken, right? Or am I tripping? Okay, yes, it does. I low-key want to do Surifall one though. Low-key, let's YOLO it. We got 7 pieces of those, so like we're chilling. Let's also go ahead and put in 2 crimsonite though, and last but not least 2 void stars. And here goes nothing. This is actually the only recipe that I'm gonna use Surifall for, just because it's so rare. It's literally a 1 in 50k. I do not want to mess it up. One is just more for like funsies, and we can test it out. If we see it's worth doing, we could always mine for more. With that being said, come on, please. Oh, wait, that might actually be it. Come on. Oh, yo, wait a minute. Wait, a Chaos Blade? Bro, this is a 1 in 16. This is rarer than the other weapon I wanted. Wait, oh, and it's Surifall, so genuinely looks insane. Wait a minute. How's it only perfect though? What? 203 damage though? Okay, I know that is definitely not what we were looking for, but that is insane. Also, what are the traits? I don't think it has a special one, right? So we got critical damage, crit chance, lethality, and then critical damage. Okay, yeah, so the Surifall literally does nothing. However, a Chaos Blade is insane. Let's Let's actually go ahead and test this thing out though. 400 damage? Ooh, that's actually not bad at all. The only issue though is the swing speed. Like it low-key swings a bit slow. And now that I think about it, I've actually never used a HELLSLAYER either, so I wonder how fast that swings. This Chaos Blade though is pretty good, I can't even lie. I think I would actually prefer that freeze perk though, just because it would be a lot better for the bosses. Anyways, we do still have enough ore to make one more attempt at actually getting the HELLSLAYER, so let's get to it. And I'm not gonna lie, there's no shot we don't get it. If we just got a Chaos Blade, like we're for sure gonna get that HELLSLAYER. With that being said, we're gonna put in Void Star as the main this time. Then we got Eyesight, and then last but not least, Crimsonite. And here we go, come on. Give me that Slayer, please. Also, I love how fast you can fan the flame for these, since it barely has any ore. We actually got lock in here too, because if we got a HELLSLAYER, like we want it to be Masterwork. Come on. I want to be optimistic, but I'm pretty sure that is not a HELLSLAYER. Yeah, I thought so. Also, whoa, why is it giving off the ice particles? Oh, is it because it has a higher multiplier? Oh, that was good. Well, that wasn't good, but like it said good. Okay, that's interesting. Why is it still blue like the Eyesight? And of course, it's Masterwork now. 181 damage? I'll take it, I guess. Actually, no, I won't take it because I honestly just got to sell all of that. I'll keep the Chaos Blade just because, but like all the other Eyesights, we kind of got to sell. Also, I can low-key go ahead and sell this Angelic Spear. We will not need that no more. And man, I'm low-key disappointed we got this Chaos Blade. I would have much preferred the HELLSLAYER. I guess we can now like compare them though to see how much better the HELLSLAYER actually is. With that being said though, I need a lot more materials to actually be able to craft the HELLSLAYER, because since it is only a 10% chance of getting it, like it's not going to be easy to get. And if we go ahead and check out our materials, we already have some Void Stars. We have 14 Void Stars. So the only thing that we actually need a lot of is Eyesight and then Crimsonite. We only got 3 Crimsonite and 1 Eyesight. So like, yeah, we're going to be needing to get a lot more if we actually want a chance of getting that HELLSLAYER. Wait a minute, I'm pretty sure there's some Eyesight in here. In this medium rock right here. Yes, sir. Holy. My luck is genuinely unmatched sometimes. You love to see it. More Velshire. Also, I could be wrong, but since I'm not going for anything like too crazy, I'm pretty sure it'll actually be more efficient if I just fully break down these rocks. Was that Crimsonite? Ah, nah, that's knockoff Crimsonite right there. With that being said, before I go ahead and like super lock in to get these ores that I need, I think now's a good time to mention that we're on the road to 200,000 subscribers. So if you want to be a part of the OG 200K, now's the time to claim your OG ticket. With that being said though, this is probably gonna take a while. Ooh, no, another Eyesight? That's literally 1 in 10k, and we've literally been mining for 1 minute and 5 seconds. Look at our potion. Nope, leave us alone, Yeti. Ooh, and we even got a floating crystal right back there. We could get some Angelite or whatever it's called. I don't know, I really haven't gotten any, so I'm not really sure what's called, but like I'm assuming it must be good if it's like only found from floating crystals. Okay, it's been like exactly 20 minutes and look at how much ores we got. We got 3 Eyesight, 1 Surreyfall, another Eyesight, even Etherealite, and then 2 more Eyesight. And then we also got a bunch of Crimsonite and then a few Void Stars, just like this one right here. But since those aren't mythic, they don't count. With that being said, though, let's go ahead and finish breaking that, then respawn. And we got enough materials for 3 more tries at the Slayer. So that should give us like a 24% chance of actually getting it. So let's chuck in both a piece of Eyesight, Crimsonite, and then last but not least, the Void Stars. Crazy I have more Void Stars than any of the other materials. Let's go ahead and pump up the flame though, pour the lava, and please, HELLSLAYER. Oh, wait, that might actually be it. What? Oh, wait, that's a candy cane. That's the other new schematic you get from Santa. Bro, no, I really wanted the HELLSLAYER though. This candy cane costs like 3 times cheaper than it, so I'm assuming it's gonna be 3 times worse. That does look pretty sick though. It's like one of those blueberry ones. It has only perfect, what, 141 damage and 0.44 attack speed. Hold up, wait a minute, that's actually, ooh, it's like a rapier, and that swings like super fast. Holy, wait a minute. Okay, I know I'm getting a bit sidetracked here, but I gotta try this out on the mob. How much does a heavy attack do? 270? Wait, yeah, this low came bad. It shreds. It isn't what we needed though, so let's go ahead and respawn again. And then yeah, I'm sorry candy cane, but you're getting sold. Bye bye. On the bright side, it did give us the index. So how much money will we get from forging that? 1,000? Not bad. Here goes nothing though. We have 2 more attempts at making this HELLSLAYER, or else we gotta go back to the mines. And I low-key really need to get it here because there is still a bunch of other materials that I have to collect to actually make it do over 1,000 damage. Because as it currently stands, the only weapons that can do like 1,000 damage per hit base would be like a heavy galaxite sword, but like we already know how impossible that would be to get. Galaxite is literally a 1 in 333,000, and then you'd need like 40 of those pieces. So like, yeah, that just ain't happening unless somebody is crazy enough to make it. But like, I'm most definitely not gonna be making that unless nah. Also, why am I getting such like a low percentage as a dagger? No, I just wasted my resource on a dagger. It's crazy. That was such a waste of resources. Holy. We literally only had a 14% chance of getting a dagger too. That's actually insane. And to top it all off, it wasn't even like the normal dagger. It was the 1 in 2 dagger, I'm pretty sure. So that should have literally only been like a what, 7% chance of making that? That was literally rarer than the HELLSLAYER. What? Like my luck is just not it sometimes. I can't even cap. Come on, please though. That's promising maybe? No, it's a long sword. All right. Okay, well, yep, we got super unlucky. We got super lucky with finding the ore since we found a bunch within literally 20 minutes. But like now, yeah, we're getting super unlucky. Oh, and of course that one's a masterwork. Low-key, we do have 2 Crimsonites still and then 2 Void Stars. We're just missing the main ingredient because while that does lower the multiplier, it will up the lethality effect. So imagine we just got it here. That would be insane. Let's go ahead and pump up the heat though. Pour it. And imagine we get it out. Wait, is that a candy cane or what? Another one? Seriously? Man, now that I'm thinking about it, making the HELLSLAYER with that 1 stone might low-key be the play. Just because it'll look a lot cooler in my opinion with like a purple hue from the Void Star. And then it'll have like a lot more lethality. Oh, wait a minute. Oh no, that's definitely not worth it. Look at that. I literally lowered the base damage by like 20 points. Okay, yeah, no, it is definitely not worth it. Meaning we gotta go ahead and buy some more minor potions. And then we gotta get back to the grind of getting more eyesight, crimsonite, and then Void Stars. And all right, literally the first 2 rocks we mined, it gave us enough materials to give it another go. And while I could just stay here mining, trust, we get it this time. So let's go ahead and chuck both of the Crimsonite in there along with Void Stars and last but not least, Eyesight. And look, trust, we're actually about to get it here. It was a sign. We literally got out of the first 2 rocks we mined. Or well, I guess we mined another large ice crystal, but like that one we didn't fully mine, so it doesn't count. The chances are definitely in our favor right now. Come on, give me that HELLSLAYER, please. I need this. Wait, that could actually be it. Bruh, another Rapier? All right. Like, Rapiers definitely aren't bad, but like, that's not what we want right now. It's actually crazy how rare this thing is. Well, back to the mines we go. Okay, and this time it did take a bit longer, like closer to half an hour, but we have enough materials for another 2 rolls. So come on, we need to lock in and get it here. This already, what, like our 6th or 7th attempt? And no, that was not a 6-7 joke. With that being said, come on, we really need to get it here because like I said earlier, we still have a bunch of other stuff we need to do to actually make it worth more. And wait a minute, that might actually be it. Another Rapier? All right, that's just unlucky. Okay, here we go though. 2nd attempt. We really gotta lock in here and get lucky. Please, please. What is that? Another candy cane. All right. I guess we did need this to see just how much more damage it does do with Void Stars, or not Void Stars, with Eyesight compared to like other ores. So that one time that I put another ore in it did 111 damage. Oh yeah, it's like a 30 damage difference. It is not worth it. Back to the mines I go though. Yippee. Yes! Oh, and after a lot of crafting, finally! Also, as you may or may not have noticed, but it's purple. And I'll explain that here in a second. Oh, but we finally got it. And look how insane that looks. I kid you not, it's literally been like 2 hours since I started grinding for materials. But we finally got a Masterwork Void Star Crimsonite HELLSLAYER. It does 187 damage. Look at how much other stuff I forged before getting it. Okay, wait. Let's go ahead and sell all the extra stuff, though. And actually, we're gonna keep an eyesight candy cane just to do some comparison. Wait, this is actually the perfect comparison right here. So I ran out of eyesight when farming, or not when farming, when making it, or when forging. So I just ended up putting 3 void stars and then 3 crimsonite, since the void star has almost a 10x multiplier. And if I'm being honest, I really don't care too much for that freezing effect. And I was also thinking having an extra piece of crimsonite in there should up the damage even more. So let's actually check it out. Okay, so we lose some vitality. Yeah, that's normal. Then we get an extra 15% crit chance. Ooh, wait, is 15% the max? Ooh, that's kind of mid. Or no, we get 20% lethality. What? And then we get the higher crit chance. Wait a minute. It looks like the ideal recipe was to use eyesight. Oh well, can't do too much about it now. It did up the damage by like an extra 4 or 5, but now that I'm thinking about it, having the extra multiplier would have probably upped even more. Oh well, let's go ahead and sell everything extra though, and then let's equip this bad boy up. And yo, why is it so big? This thing's actually huge. Has a pretty fast attack speed too for the size. 0.59, not too bad actually. Before we upgrade it, let's go ahead and test it out. Oh, come here, Common Orcs heavy attack. Ooh, 371, 457. Okay, so far the most damage we've done is 594. Wait a minute. Okay, that's actually not bad. And while that isn't bad, we're trying to get this thing to over 1,000 damage. So let's go ahead and start by equipping our demon race, because this will give us more attack speed and 20% more physical damage, and then stronger fire damage. And if I'm not mistaken, that'll come more into play later on. With that being said, it also has a chance to burn the enemy, and then we also have the chance to make the cursed aura circle. Also, as you may or may not have noticed, I said it might have the chance to come in later on, and that's because I'm actually not sure of how the mechanics of this game works like 100%. With that being said though, now that we've switched to demon race, let's go ahead and test this thing out again. 672 plus 30. Just from switching from dwarf to demon, we already upped like our damage by 160, because look, we're doing like 672 when we crit, and then like plus another 30 from fire damage. This is what I'm talking about. Anyways, even though that's a lot better, it's still not 1,000. So the next thing we're gonna go ahead and do is come over here to the enhancer and start enhancing this pupper up. So let's quickly enhance it to level 6. Oh no, it's gonna be one of these. Okay, come on please. Nice. Okay, that only took like $20,000. Not too bad. The other day I spent well over 100,000, and let's just say that had me crying inside. With that being said, now that we've fully upgraded this thing, we are up to 243 damage. Ooh, and then also I just realized we got a Masterwork too. You love to see it. Okay, let's go ahead and test this thing out again. Also, wait, can I fight the boss yet? Oh, we actually did 827 damage. Wait a minute, we can almost one-shot these guys. 873. Holy. Okay, yeah. Seeing this thing already do 872 damage is making me think we can get it to well over 1,000 damage. Low-key, I might be able to push it to 1.5k damage. To actually do that though, there is quite a bit more steps I need to employ. With that being said, before we do anything else, let's go ahead and test this pupper out on the boss. Come here, buddy. Okay, we're not doing bad damage. The only issue is we really don't have any lifesteal on it. And I'm used to fighting with lifesteal, so I low-key just be tanking hits. Oh! Okay, yeah, I guess we gotta actually strategize here. Because like I said, I usually just use lifesteal and boy, I'm frozen. Oh, okay, we're actually low. And wait a minute, now that we're low, that's actually another one of my strategies employed. Oh, wait, I'm actually gonna die here. Wait, let's quickly switch back to my spear. I'm really not trying to die here. We can get a rune here that'll help us out a lot. On the way, now that I'm thinking about it, low-key having eyesight on it would have been good, just for the freeze, but I think I'll grind for another one later on. For now, I'm trying to get this current one to do as much damage as possible, and that freeze really doesn't add more damage, so like that really won't help our current situation out. With that being said, let's go ahead and take care of this guy real quick so we can get back to upping our weapon damage. And there he goes. We got a Frostspec 2. Frostspec 2, what does that do? Please tell me that's one of the better ones. Freeze enemies for 3 seconds, and then in critical damage. Yeah, that's mid. We'll favor it just because it is a Frostspec 2. It's like a higher tier, but we're not gonna be using that. Also, wait, how much money did we get from claiming that? Bruh, did we just get like $100? I think we literally just got $100. Anyways, now that we got this thing, it's time to start putting some runes on it. And unless I'm mistaken, the actual highest damage rune that you can get is plus 40% explosion damage. And pretty much what it does is a rune that gives you a small chance of dealing an attack that does plus 40% weapon damage to a person. And to actually get it, we gotta go to the Forgotten Kingdom because the only way I know how to get it is from killing a bunch of bombers. I do normally like lifesteal, but we're going for like the best Hellslayer here, so we want to be dealing like the most damage that's humanly possible. Oh, and yeah, look at that. We're already one-shotting these guys. Holy, yeah, these guys are literally getting ran through. Holy, they're literally getting one shot. Look at this guy. 670, and it wasn't even a heavy attack. Wait, low-key, we could do 1,000 damage here, low-key. 873. Is that our max right now? It didn't even show how much damage that one did. Okay, yeah, I think our current max is 873 damage. So yeah, we can definitely work with that. And the easiest way to making that damage double is getting 2 blast runes, which surprisingly I haven't seen a single bomber. And wait, do I even have any blast runes right now? I have some drain edges, but like, yeah, that's low-key mid. Well, they're good, but like, they're not good for dealing the most damage because ideally we need a blast rune that also has lethality on it. So that way we get the attack boost from the actual explosion. And then we also get the boost from the lethality. Oh, and found our first bomber. All right, no blast ship. Unfortunate. That is a GG's. Okay, yeah, let's just spend some time running around here though, killing lots of bombers. And actually, will we get it this time? No, we will not. All right. And nice, there we go. We got our first blast chip. Let's hope it's a good one. Explosion. Ooh, causes an explosion at location of victim, dealing 28% of weapon damage as AoE. And then it only has a 12% chance. That is not good, but it's not terrible either. Another blast chip too? Back to back, you love to see it. Ooh, even better. This one has a 19% chance when the last one only had a 12% chance. It is a lot lower damage though, but it does have some attack speed. Let's also go ahead and favorite that. Anyways, so that 21 plus 28, that's already plus 50% damage. So if I'm not mistaken, adding both of those would already take us up to like 1.2k damage. But we're trying to get the craziest one ever made. So let's low-key go ahead and rune farm for like another 10 to 20 minutes and see how much more runes we can get. And oh yeah, it's only been like 2 more minutes and look at what we just got. A blast chip with explosion that has 37% weapon damage. And then we also have critical damage. And that critical damage ain't crazy, but we shall take it. So plus 37%. We're actually playing that on right now. Oh wait, actually there's another bomb over here. Let's kill this guy up real quick. All right, no more blast chips. Anyways, so if that blast chip procs, that's already like what? 37% times like 800 if we also get a crit product at the same time. That's what, like close to 1.3k. Ooh. Oh yeah, let's put that thing on instantly. Blast chip. And then I would have really preferred to get lethality on this, but it's pretty much a perfect explosion blast chip. Besides that, all we need now is like one more that's doing like at least 35%. We'll be chilling. And come on, give me blast proc. Oh wait a minute, heavy blast proc. All right, we did not get the blast to proc. Oh wait, perfect though. We got a bomber here. Come here, boy. 546 damage. Come on, explosion procced. 906 damage. Ooh, that one was a crit. Thanks to the extra 6%, we're doing 900 damage now. You love to see it. 420 normal. Yeah, lethality would have low-key been better. Maybe we can get another one here, but one that actually has lethality here. Ooh, and wait, I didn't see how much damage that did, but that blast definitely procced. Also, wait, look at this. Now that there's been fire around, we're all fiery. Wait, is that one of the perks from having the demon race? It must be, right? I don't even know. Oh, it most definitely is, because look at this. We're not fiery no more. Okay, come on. I need to see how much damage this does, though. We need to get a crit and then a explosion at the same time. Oh, and wait a minute. I actually don't know how much damage I did. Actually, an easier way to test this out would be to go to the second world where everything has like crazy health, because then we don't gotta like worry about seeing the actual numbers because they're like tiny sometimes. Also, bro, I really won't let me spawn this portal. Just let me spawn it. Okay, there you go. Finally. Okay, Frostspire expands. Here we come. And we need to find an enemy that has like at least 2,000 health. And luckily for us, we need to kill some elite orcs, and found one. Open, I completely missed. So yes, 2.5k health, and it improcced. 200. That one literally just did more than 1,000. Plus, yeah, 2,000 health, and it took him down to 900 something. Okay, yeah. So no more hits are doing like about 600 damage, and by normal hits, I mean like heavy swings. I need one to proc now, though. Oh. Wait, that just procced and did 1,000 damage. Wait, that actually just procced and did 1,000 damage. Wait a minute. Okay, we need to find more test subjects. I mean opponents. Let's wait for him to slay him and then attack. Oh, that only did like 800 just because the crit didn't procced. Okay, yeah, so the damage is doing like an extra 200 damage if I'm not mistaken, or the explosions. So yeah, that is definitely not terrible. We do still need to get... bro, we got the in combat thing again. All right. Come on, common orc, you do not want the smoke. Low key, instead of getting the explosion perks, just to simplify things a bit more, let's go back to the rune maker over here, and we're actually gonna take off the drain edges we got on our current weapon, because as you can see, they have lethality. So this one has plus 15% damage, and then this other one has plus 13. So that right there is an extra 28% damage that will be instantly adding to our Void Star Hellslayer. Bye-bye, Blast Ship. You really weren't that good, to be honest. Lethality clears you all day. There we go, though. So now, just like that, this Void Star is dealing an extra, where is it? 48% damage. Oh, yeah. You love to see it. I'm not gonna lie, that alone should actually be able to get us over the 1,000 damage. So let's try it out here. Oh yeah, 1,015. Y'all just saw that, right? 1,015 damage. Holy. Yeah, I'm literally one-shotting these guys. 634. How much does regular swing do? 500 on the regular swings. That's actually insane. No crits, nothing. Literally just a regular swing. I'm not gonna lie, that's insane. Okay, yeah, low-key. This is gonna be my new main weapon. I was using this trident before, but I'm low-key gonna go with this weapon going forth. It is so good. Oh, even the blocking animation is kind of cool. Look at that. Okay. Let's one-shot this guy real quick. Oh, and wait, actually, I know an easy way of making us do even more damage. If we go over to our achievements, we can equip our boss hunter damage boost. I forgot, now that there's bosses in the game, you can get a damage boost. Okay, well, yeah, that is definitely one thing we can do. However, that is not one thing we can do right now, because it's kind of like 1 a.m. and I'm not trying to stay up like what? I'm assuming we'd have to kill like 100 bosses to get the max. So that'd take like 300 minutes, since you can only fight it every, oh no, that took like 3,000 minutes, which is like 50 hours. And yeah, we ain't staying up that long. With that being said, just because that isn't one thing we can do, I still got like 2 more things up my sleeves that we can do. And one of them actually has to deal with these rage markers that we're getting. Because if we go ahead and check out to see what they do, they give a berserker effect. So once you get under 22% health, or not 22% health, under 35% health, you gain a boost to your stats. Meaning, if we can get full armor with them, we'll be doing like crazy damage when we're under 35% health. And I did just say when we get crazy armor with them. And even though I said that, we do actually already have armor that has full rage markers in them. However, when I made this armor, I used Crimsonite, and that was before the nerf. So the Crimsonite was supposed to give me extra damage, but post nerf, it doesn't do that anymore, unfortunately. However, if we check out our leggings, it gives us an extra 32.5% physical damage. And that's because I actually made it with something from Island 2. And that's actually because if we check out this spreadsheet right here, there's nothing else on World 3 besides Frost Fossil, and that only gives you a 17.5 physical damage buff. And while that's not bad, we definitely want a lot more. And now that I'm saying it out loud, the devs removing that damage buff from that one Crimsonite ore on armor makes sense. Because imagine if you made armor with Crimsonite, Frost Fossil, and then a material from Island 2, which is none other than our beloved ore. If y'all remember this thing, the defense would honestly be terrible, but you would literally have plus 50% damage on every single one of your armor pieces. So like that would be insane. With the full set, that would be an extra 150. With that being said, it is already crazy that we've passed the 1,000 damage mark. Like I said though, we're not done. Let's go ahead and respawn, and then let's get to foraging. So before we actually forge, let's go ahead and put on our good old dwarf raise, and then we need to make a chest plate and helmet. And I'm just realizing I trolled. I literally just sold most of my Frost Fossil not too long ago. GG's only, I guess. Okay, yeah, I don't really think there's anything else good that we can put in our armor, so we can low-key just fill it up with a bunch of random stuff. And actually, instead of just making it random, let's do 10 of each. 10 Frost Fossil, 10 ore, and then we'll also do some Snow White just to make it a bit faster, like so we can run faster, you know? And that gives us a chance of heavy leggings, but we need a chest plate here. So let's actually go ahead and put in some more Frost Fossil, ore, and then Snow White. Actually, wait, no. Snow White's the wrong thing. Velshire is the thing I was thinking of. That gives you speed. And there you go. We have a 78% chance of getting a heavy chest plate. And it honestly doesn't even matter if we get a light, heavy, or werewolf chest plate here, because all we really need the chest plate for is that damage buff that the ore along with the fossil ore will give us. The defense honestly just doesn't matter at all. Come on though, give me a chest plate, please. Oh, and that's a Dark Knight one, right? Nice. I know I said defense doesn't matter, but like, you obviously don't want to get one shot either. And the mobs in this new world are pretty tough, so that'll actually help out quite a bit. it. With that being said, I low-key trolled with that fortune. Let's hope it's Masterwork. Come on. Perfect. 98, close enough. 231 defense, not terrible. Anyways, do we have enough? We do not have enough to make a helmet. Okay, let's actually start with the frost fossil here, just because we're already in this world. And like I said earlier, I kind of trolled because I literally had a ton of frost fossil, but sold it just because I needed a bit of extra space in my inventory. So like that's kind of a GG's. On the bright side, frost fossil is a very common ore, so we should be able to get a good amount of it fairly easily. Okay, yeah, we didn't get out of that. Let's actually go to the deeper mines, because since it is a 1 in 820, that extra boost should help us out quite a bit. And look, we're gonna get some out of these ice crystals right here. Come on, show me the frost fossil. Crimsonite, that's not bad, but we need frost fossil. And actually, before we go too crazy with the grind, what can we get that out of? Icy boulder, small ice crystal, and medium ice crystal. Oh wait, so I was trolling by deleting those big ones. So we need medium or small ice crystals. Okay, that's easy enough. Also, look at this. I'm literally just shredding these mobs. If they don't stun me, that is. And he's gone. Okay, yeah. Our main focus will be to mine these medium ice crystals, though. And that's always why you double check stuff. Because imagine I would have just spent like 20 minutes mining those large crystals and I would have gotten nothing. I would have been so confused. And we did already get our first piece out of that first crystal. Not too shabby. And there's another one in here, too. Okay. Looks like they're low-key guaranteed in these medium crystals. Not too shabby. That's the second one. Only like, what? 2 or 3 more to go? Yeah, we really don't need a lot. That's the thing. Since we are only making a helmet, we don't need a crazy amount of ore for it. We only need like, what, 9 of each? And actually, I'm pretty sure we already have more than enough. Yeah, 10 frost fossil, easy. Let's go ahead and go back to the second world, because we now need to get ourselves the eye ore actually needed to get that extra damage buff. Oh, and wait, I just realized I never even checked out the chest plate. Oh yeah, that's what I wanted to see though. An extra 32.5 damage. Anyways, as I was saying, for this eye ore, it's actually super simple to get. All we really got to do is just sit here AFK grinding these 2 basalt veins until we get all the eye ore needed. And since we are only 7 eye ore short, and it is only a 1 in 1,300, we should be able to get this pretty easily. Yep, there's already our first piece, literally the second rocks that spawned. And look, the next time some spawn, we're about to get another piece. Watch this. We're about to be super lucky here. Come on, basalt vein. All right. Yeah, I guess we're not that lucky. Let's just lock in and get all this eye ore real quick. And after a bit of waiting, we got more than enough. We got 9. So let's go ahead and go back to the third world. And then let's make our helmets. So let's put in 7 frost fossils, 7 HELLSLAYER, and last but not least, 7 eye ore, since I'm pretty sure that's all we'll actually need to make the helmet. Oh, nope, that is a medium chest plate. What if we put 2 more in of each? Okay, there we go, 47% chance. Ooh, wait. Okay, yeah, so 9, 8, and 8 is like the perfect mix. Okay, here goes nothing. We got a 51% chance of getting the helmet. Let's go ahead and fan up the flame, pour it, and we just really need to get a helmet here. It doesn't even matter if it's a light one. Imagine it's a werewolf one. That would low-key be sick. I think it actually is a werewolf one. Oh, nope, it's a heavy one. You know what? I'll take it. I just realized, even though this is like some super mediocre armor, it's still like better than anything you could get in Island 2 just like a week ago, which is insane. Island 3 literally killed Island 2 materials. I guess that's why they made it. You have to be level 70 to actually advance. Anyways, there it is. A Masterwork Frost Fossil Eye or HELLSLAYER helmet. 175 defense, not too bad. Low key, this armor isn't even bad at all. It also matches with our current leggings. What can I say? I look pretty drippy. Anyways, now that we got the best armor damage wise, let's go ahead and enhance those puppers up so that we can actually put some runes on it. And oh no, come on, bruh. Okay, nice. That's 6. Let's also go ahead and do that to our helmet real quick. And oh no, you gotta love it when you fail. Actually, wait, no, you don't gotta love it. Bro, it's so expensive too. Come on, bruh. Bro, we're like keep failing. Bro, finally. That took like $20,000. No. Bro, like why is genuinely everything so expensive to like enhance? Anyways, last but not least, to finish this build off, let's go ahead and put some rage markers into the armor. So that's 21, 20, 15. Oh, wait, Loki, this one with swiftness isn't bad. That'll also make us run faster on top of the mithril, or not mithril, on top of the something shire we already have in the armor. It'll make us run even faster. Not bad. Stride, longer dash dash distance. That's also pretty good. Also, 3k per rune is genuinely taxing. Ooh, 23% boost. Yes, please. Ooh, and this one looks good for the last one. It isn't the greatest boost, but we get some vitality, so I'll take that. And just like that, with this armor equipped, we have literally doubled what our sword is outputting, because each piece gives us an extra 32.5% damage. That's actually insane. Let's go ahead and test this out in combat. Let's equip our demon real quick, and we should pretty easily be able to deal well over 1,000 damage per crit. 791, that's not even a crit. 1,300. Y'all saw that, right? Wait, nah. Y'all actually saw that, right? 1,300? Okay, nah, this is genuinely insane. 1,266. Crazy thing is, we're not even in our berserker state yet. Okay, let's find something that has a lot of health to hit us. Come on, give me a little health. Yes, that's perfect. Perfect. 1,700. No, wait, did I see that right? Wait a minute. Did I really just deal 1,700 health? Bro, nah. Wait, I'm gonna die. Oh, okay, that's not ideal. Okay, wait, let's actually go ahead and see if we can fight the boss now. That's actually a really easy way to see how much damage you're actually doing. Oh, it's locked. Okay, I guess we'll try that in 5 minutes. I don't know why, it's super weird. Like, half the time it's locked. With that being said, holy. So we're doing 791 damage just on normal swings. That's genuinely insane. Bro, and I just realized, imagine making one of these Hellslayers using Gargantuan. Like, I have one piece. I might have to grind out another 5 pieces and make a sword with it. Oh, that would actually be insane. Or wait, wait, not even. You only need 2 of each since it's a straight sword. I don't know why I thought it was a spear. Maybe because it's so long. Wait, and that actually reminds me, what's the range on it like? Forge, Hellslayer, 8 studs. That's not bad. It's pretty much like a katana right there. Okay, yeah, this is genuinely insane. And wait, I just realized I never even equipped our damage boost, our crit chance. We're gonna have to equip that boss hunter one once we get like all the bosses killed, but for now it's not really useful. How much damage can we do here? 1.26k. We're literally dealing like 1,300 damage every crit. 974 for a light crit. 800. Yeah, that's genuinely bananas. We just did 1.4k. He had 3k health and we took him down to 1.6k. Look, this guy has 3k health right here. Attack. 1.2 something k health. Oh, wait a minute. Let's actually get a Yeti to spawn in real quick while we wait for that boss to open. Oh, and wait, I just realized, since lifesteal is based on the damage you deal, we're like practically immortal too. All right then. Oh, wait, actually, no, I scrapped that. I'm pretty sure they actually capped the lifesteal like at 8% of your total health, but still. Okay, here goes nothing. 1,400. Oh, wait, this guy's low-key dealing a lot of health. Oh, yeah, look at that damage, though. I'm not gonna lie, this would have definitely been better with eyesight just because it had a chance to freeze them, but like, oh well, what can we do about it now? Damage-wise, that doesn't do anything else. The only thing the freeze is honestly good for is like to help us get our health back after taking a beat down. This sword is like genuinely insane though. Okay, here we go though. The final test. The boss has finally unlocked. Oh wait, and he's low-key doing a lot of damage. We're about to die. We're about to die. Wait, we're already in our rage state though. And look at his health just get shredded. Oh no. He's already at half health. Wait, I keep getting stunned though. Okay, we can't be taking too much hits because like, okay, oh wait, no, all right. Okay, yeah. Okay, and well, our damage is definitely more than viable, but if we'd want to make this build actually work, we'd have to work on getting better armor, and that would take hours of grinding. Another way of getting a lot of easy damage would also be that boss hunter, but that would also take hours. With that being said, though, this sword is actually insane. So now the question is, should I get a gargantuan one? Subscribe!